Hey everyone, welcome again to our third class. And so today we're going to talk about how we can customize our strings. And I'll go over a couple of some functions that will help you to best shape the strings that you want to customize in a better way. So first, we're just going to go back to Visual Code and we're going to open the new window. And if you were here in the last lesson, we opened a folder where we were going to save our own all the projects that we're gonna learn in this basic class for Python. So we're just gonna go over again in files and open a folder. And I'm just gonna go open the folder I created, which is Python projects. And if you look here, this is what we talked about last time. We talked about variables and the input function and the print function, and then uh, we did a small program where we asked the user their first name, their last name, and then their age, and then we display in the screen. Let me just go ahead and run our program. Asking my first name, my last name, first name, age, and then it displays hello Kent Jose, you are 20 years old. So pretty simple program. And today we're gonna talk about more ways that in Python we can customize this. Okay, so there are basically, I would say, four ways that we can customize this. One of the ways is this one where we can write our string right here, and we can leave a space after the string, so we will leave a space in between the string and the last name, or we can add a space like we did here. And then we put together this string hello with our last name that the user is going to put with using the operator plus, and then we put the comma, and then we add the first name that the user is gonna input, and then we leave a space right here. Or we could even do this, or we can just ignore this and leave the space right here on the string. It works as well. The same thing in here. We cannot do that in a variable. We can just do in the strings, because the strings, even the space, it's gonna register. um, so we're just gonna do this same thing in here. So that becomes less complicated. So the other way, we're gonna use the output function. Output. Okay, so this first way is we're gonna use this output function and the quotes, and we're gonna do actually the same, but the things change when it comes to the variable. So I'm gonna type there hello, and then after hello we have to have um, the variable of the last name. So in this way, how do we put the variable? So we're gonna open the curly brackets, and these curly brackets, they will stay empty, and I will explain how it's gonna work. And then space, and we see that there is a comma. We put the comma, and then another variable. Okay, comma, variable, and then uh, UR, the string UR. So we leave a space, you are, and then we have another variable. So we leave um, another curly brackets in there, and then the space, and then the string years old. Okay, dot. So, and now we have to define those variables right here. And the way we do it is that after the, if you see after the quotes, we put a dot, and then write format, and then we open the brackets, and then we can define the first variable, the second variable, and the last variable. So we're going to define the last variable first, and then we have to separate them with a comma. Then first name, and then age. So this is a very simple way. So we define the string with the double quotes, and wherever the variable should be, we put there just the curly brackets, and then we define them according to the position in the format function. Sorry, I forgot to put the equal in the output. I always forgot. So, and now we're gonna print the output and see how it looks like. So, so now we're gonna put in, so now we're gonna print the output and run our program. So we're gonna see how it works out. So last name can't Jose 20, and we see it's the same thing, basically the same thing. It's just different ways that we can customize it. Okay, so let's talk about the other way. Output equal, we open the brackets, and this way is a little bit different. It's kind of similar with the first uh, way that we had right here. Let me explain the difference. Um, Here in this first way, I really don't use this kind of customizing outputs, so I really don't remember how it works. But um, this way, we can play, like, we don't define which one is gonna be the first variable, like in here. We just define that the first variable that is gonna be printed, this one, the second, and the third. And this one we define actually by the index. And the index is basically the position where the word is. So in Python, the index starts with 0. So this is in the index 0, 1, and 2. So we can display right here 0, 1, and 2. And then if we want to change, we want to put the H first, we can put 2 right here, and so on. Let's print this. I really don't use that much this type of customization of the strings. I will tell you which one I use more, which is gonna be our last one. So it's can't Jose 20. So as we see, it's all the same, and we can play. Let's say I want to display my first name first, and then in the place of my age, I want to display my last name, and then in place of my first name, I want to display first the age. Let's print this. Let's run our program, and um, as you see right here, it just messed up because we messed up in the position. So it's pretty handy, um, because you can actually play the position of the words through the index. And the last one, the last form of uh, actually um, uh, using this is like the most used. I would say the most used in Python because it's easier to use. And so we're gonna start with the F, which means format, and we're gonna use the quotes. We're gonna say hello. This is the first string, hello, and then uh, there is the first variable. How we're gonna put the first variable is we're gonna actually type the first variable in there, which is the last name, and then space. There is a comma. We're gonna put a comma, and then another curly brackets that will hold the first name, and then you are um, let's display our age in there. So age, years old. So basically this is the way we do, like this is the most used form because it's simple. You just put the variables in between curly brackets and the strings outside of the curly brackets. And let's organize this here, and then let's run our program to see how it looks like. So first name cat, second name, and then age. As we see right there, it's all the same. So I would advise you to use more this one, but I just want to share this ones because you might have a work where you're gonna be needing this one or that one. It's just up to you, or even this first one. This first one is very simple, but you want to be using this one the most. And now I want to take you I want to teach you about a couple of functions that will actually add on while you are customizing your strings. So let's say that uh, your first name and second name, they need to be with a capital up or uppercase letter at the beginning, and the user enters a lowercase letter everywhere. So how can you play with that? So there are many functions in Python right here. Uh, let me. There are many functions that allows you to do that. The first one is the capital. Oh, capitalize, not capital. Capitalize function. The second one, we have the title function. Oops. We have the upper function. We have the lower function. We have, what else? We have the count function, and that's it. So these functions, they are used to actually to capitalize certain letters or count or anything like that. So let's just say that in this output, in this last output that we have right here, let's say in this last output we want to do all of these sorts of things. So we're gonna just put here. Let me put that in a variable. That's gonna be easier. Let's say our string. Okay, so we're gonna capitalize our string, and then we have to put a dot. So that's the way that we capitalize the all of that string that is gonna be inputted by the user. Let's copy these and put in all of them, and we're gonna see the difference of all of them. Okay, so we're gonna use the print function to print all of it. I'm just really lazy in typing. You might be asking, how can someone like you be lazy in typing? Okay, so we're gonna print all of these and see the output, how they can actually output your strings. So let's run it. Let's say, let's name cat, let's name Jose 20. All right. Okay. Uh, we've got some error. Okay, so it's saying that the argument, the function counts takes at least one argument. That's true. So when we're using count for a string, we have to tell the computer what to count. Um, let's say we're gonna count the letter T, all the letter T, and we're gonna just put the T right there, or we can say the letter N. Okay, it's gonna count because this function count is basically a function that will count the letters, how many letters N's are there. So we're gonna run this. I can't. Last name Jose 20. Okay, so now let's examine this. So we have our first outputs, and then we have 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. So starting from here, so if we see, starting from here, capitalize, it capitalizes, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's gonna actually starting from here because we forgot to count this. This one right here. So capitalize, the function capitalize actually capitalizes all the initials of the letters. So it capitalizes the H, K, the J, the U. Oh, sorry. Capitalizes. I guess it's just capitalized all the variables, not the actual um, strings that we put. It capitalizes all the initials. If you're seeing here, if you can get the idea. The second one, the title, if we see right here, the title capitalizes all of them. If you see, capitalizes all the initials. And then the upper didn't capitalize just the initials, but it capitalizes all the letters without letting any one capitalize. And the lowercase, it puts everything lowercase. That makes sense. And then we have the one. I asked the computer to count every letter N. So in these strings, we only have one letter N, which is this one right here. All right. So with that being said, I hope you guys understood this very simple lesson. And with that knowledge, I want to leave a kind of a homework that you can do. And if you have any question, just comment. And I'll in the next video, I'm gonna actually come and solve this homework with you guys. So the homework I'm gonna leave with you. I don't know if you ever heard of the Mad Libs game, but I want you to create a logic of the game Mad Libs. So what is it gonna do is that it's gonna whatever, just print a welcoming message, introduce the following information. This is for my program, and it asks you for verbs, any type of strings in there, and then it prints a story for you. So it's asking me a verb to be. So I would say am, and then a gender pronoun, I would say her. And then a definite article, I would say a. And then a name, I would say can't. And then another name, I would say Jose. And then a gender pronoun, I would say him. And then it gives you a story. And actually, it uses all the grammatical stuff that you put it in on the story. So if we can spot in here, I will just spot all the. So I put her right here, and then we spot another one. Can't, my name right here as can't put it. And then Jose tells him. Him I put in there. So it uses all the pronouns that you put it in to give somebody a story. So this is the homework, and everything I'm asking you to do here we already learned in the last lesson and in this lesson too. So you're just gonna use the input function to allow the user to input all of the stuff, and then you're gonna use one of those customizing string stuff to write the story first, and then put the variables inside of the story that the person is actually gonna put in. All right, thank you so much, guys, for your attention, and if feel free to comment and leave any like. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next lesson.